Alright, hello. Welcome back, folks. Roth here. So as you see, we got our 3 emotes. They are now uploaded to majority of the platforms that we're streaming on. Alright, let's make sure the audio is going through. But yeah, we got the water drop, or water droplets. Apple fruits. I'm thinking to maybe rename the apple one to apple berry. Emphasis on the berry. Unless I add like a leaf or something, I feel like the leaf would definitely indicate that it's a more tree fruit, like a bigger fruit, I mean. And then we also have the banana one. So last night, we got through adding the gradients here on the water droplets, the shine, and then the shadow. And then we got started on the apple. Added more of the lighting there and the shadow. That took another couple hours. And then got started on a banana. And all 3 have been uploaded. But I feel like the banana one, we might need a little more adjustments and stuff. So I'm gonna alter a little bit of the shape here. Maybe make it more outward. So that's not, going immediately straight down there. But we'll see. I think we'll just keep it focused on the banana for a little bit. But they are up. So we can insert these to the chance. So water. And then apple. And then banana. Those are the first 3 for now. Temporarily, that's how they appear. So that's it for the follower emotes and also the tier 1 subscription. Yeah, let's do some more. I think I can probably just keep these like to the side, right? Kind of just have this off to the side there. Also have it zoomed out so that it appears. There you go. And then I don't know if the other one. Oh, there you go. So it just has its own separate window. There you go. That is the actual PSD file. Full PSD. So in case I want to go back to that project file, I can go back to it. This is the PNG for the banana. I feel like I could just have the shadow set to that particular layer and then have the shine as a separate layer without the shadow. But here, let me just gonna close this one here. I've already exported this to. There's a certain platform that requires a certain size. So since we did all these in 500 by 500 by 500 pixels, I had to resize them to 128 by 128, or at least one platform, because it just asks for that. It can't be any higher than that. So I had to resize them to the correct and required size. Right. So let's get back to the banana. Okay, so this is the one with the shadow, right? I think what I want to do is I want to bring out the PSD file instead. Which I think is this one here. Alright. There's actually not much difference between the two. Yeah. I think tonight we would see the release of Donkey Kong Bonanza, the brand new Donkey Kong 3D platformer game. Which is why, the reasoning behind this banana is I want to get it out there for folks to use. Myself including, of course. And already I've already spammed it to plenty of chats. Let's see how this peel part here looks when I cut it here. I think what I can do is let me undo that. I can reform it. Let's go here. And then we'll do like transform or whatever. Gotta be careful on this part here to not make it push too much to the side, or else it would not have the shadow look the way I want it. Think perspective or distort. Try distort. Oh boy, I don't know about that top part there. Look at that. Go like this. You just connect the two. Hopefully this particular peel is in the right angle. Oh my gosh, yeah, I can see the before and after. I was thinking to maybe push this one a little bit more upward or outward that way, so we'd have it match like this side here. Smudge. Tend to use the smudge tool a lot. Oh, I think what I also want to do is I want to darken the this side of the banner. So like the right side is usually where I would add the shadows. Maybe I might also fix the one on the appleberry / fruit side too, where the shadow here appears more darker than I would like it to be. But I don't know, we'll see. In terms of bananas eyes, I think they're just about the right size, I think. I don't know. I feel like I might want to adjust the eye a little more. But yeah. We'll get to it eventually. Right, hopefully that helps bend the peel a little more. Previously it was like jutting out this way, directly downward, but it should be spread outward a little more, so you can see the outline there. But now I gotta think about this side here. Maybe I'll make the cuts like a little bit more. So let's grab this color. I think it was a burn tool that I used to add the dark parts to it. We'll definitely be adding more dark spots to this guy. Oh, we also need a... Let's get this to... select all. Select all, and then we'll just stay within the borders that way. So I'll try to make this side a little bit more dark, because as I was using it across different channels, it just appears like it's just a very bright looking banana. So let's add some more dark spots on the side here. Let's go for more darker color. And let's lightly go over this side here. I feel like I might want to add another layer though. See how this looks. Start from this side. Oh. Didn't realize that was like over the thing. Let me see. Okay, now that is pretty dark. No worries, I think I can probably Oh, thanks. Subscribe with Prime. Thank you very much. Slash man, buddy. Thanks for the Prime, Sid. I never had to... Actually, I did. I think you're the second person. Yeah, you are the second person, so thanks for that. Right now, I'm working on some emotes. These are the first array of emotes that we're going to be having on the channel. Yeah, we actually reached an affiliate recently. I had a poll up on Twitter. Yeah, welcome back. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, put up a poll over on Twitter if folks wanted to see whether or not we should monetize the channel. And so the majority of votes said yes. And so here we are. I think it's been plenty of years in the making. But I feel like going years and years without monetizing is like, I feel like, you know, there's something missing, you know? Especially when like other streaming platforms will allow us to, you know, monetizing and affiliation and stuff. But yeah, I think most importantly, I think I like the emotes. But there you go. Yeah, basically, affiliates, it's more so trying to avoid, you know, having ads on the channel, but it comes to a time where, you know, since ads are on most channels anyway, and then the one thing to really make use of the affiliate status is the emotes. So at least it's something to push forward for. But there you go. So we got these three here. We got the water droplets and a couple of fruits. Some ideas that I had laying around for a while and haven't got around to doing them until now. Just got down to the apple last night, and then I did the banana, and now just like editing more of the banana and yeah, just further tuning it, fine-tuning it. Yeah, there are still ads, but as affiliate, I think you can see what when they happen and anticipate. Yeah. Oh, I think that's what I was missing. There was something that would... Oh yeah, no, it does show it. Yeah, there's like a snooze thing. I'll have to get used to, like, you know, all the different buttons. But I set it to like every half hour. Usually the standard would be, you know, I think most people would use the every half hour one. Is this Smudge? That was Smudge, right? But yeah, I saw that there's a new Red Sonja film on the way. Brand new reboot. Really like the old 1985 version, which actually turned 40, I think the same day as Back to the Future. So I may want to rewatch that. I've actually been talking about or mentioning about Red Sonja a few nights ago, without even knowing that the film had already turned 40. But yeah, I would like to revisit that one someday. Arnold Schwarzenegger would play a character that was not Conan the Barbarian. Which I think would have been Conan, but I think due to licensing, there was something about that production of that film where they couldn't have it set to Conan, even though, like, story-wise, it should have been Conan. But I guess in the viewer's eyes, it pretty much is Conan. Oh, interesting. Did I just disconnect it? Seemed like it just disconnected and then reconnected. It's been doing a lot of that lately. Like once I start go live, it just like connect for like a few minutes and then it disconnects, then reconnects. So maybe it's like a, I don't know, might have something to do with my connection or connecting to a certain server. The actual re-release of TMNT 1990, yeah, I saw the trailer for that too. 35th anniversary, man. There's a slew of films that I definitely want to revisit. More recently, I did rewatch Back to the Future, the first one. All-time classic, one of my favorites. There's a bunch more in the lineup, I think, that I'll have to set for later in the year. The Goonies, The Breakfast Club, Legend 85. I guess Red Sonja, I'll just add that to the list. All of which turning 40. Speaking of Legend 85, the cast for Link and Zelda for the upcoming live-action film is definitely in progress. I do like that they're going for not so well-known, like unknown stars, you know, unknown actors for this upcoming film. Otherwise, I feel like if they would have cast, like, I don't know, Jack Black as Bowser or Jack Black as Ganondorf, then I don't know, it will probably be a joke. But I trust in what they're doing. Little steps at a time. It's a very young, or I guess both of them are very young actors. I've seen them in 2 films already. I think the girl Bo, not sure what her last name was. Bo, I think it starts with a B. But she was in an old film that I saw a few years ago called Censor, which was up on Hulu. Watched it when it was added on there. 2021 film. It's more like a psychological horror film. And you know me and my horror films, especially indie horror films. Apparently she was in that. She was in one of the scenes that had her on the videotape. But yeah, Bo started in that. I think that's the only film that I saw her in, as I looked in her filmography, or a list of films that she was in. And then for the boy actor, who is going to be playing Link Benjamin, I saw him in The Haunting of Bly Manor. He was the kid that played in Bly Manor, and then, which is the second show, part of the Haunting series from Mike Flanagan. And again, you know, horror film, horror show, horror film series. I feel like a lot of these stars come from like a horror background, or at least participating in the horror genre, which is great because I can at least say that I've seen them in something. And then Benjamin also starred in the Disney live-action Pinocchio, just as the voice of Pinocchio, but which was all right. I think I still like the animated version. But you can say that about a lot of the live-action Disney films that Disney's been putting out. So yeah. So you may notice, you know, the reasoning behind these, this specific emote, the banana one, is, you know, with Donkey Kong Bonanza coming out, we gotta have this. I may not feature it sometime in the near future. I'm curious to see whether or not my friend would pick up a copy, but I think if he does, I might be able to borrow it from him. So I've got a good feeling about that entry. Been a long time since we had a Donkey Kong Bonanza, or a Donkey Kong 3D platformer game. So Bonanza is, you know, it's gonna be the next, I think, title to really dig into. But yeah, lately I've been enjoying some Mario Kart World with the Switch 2. But I've yet to test out like some of the other past titles to see how they run on there. So exposure. Oh, this is on the this layer. Okay, I see. I think overall the color of this banana is alright. Let me check to see how this looks when swapped to a different layer style. So multiply seems alright. I'm looking back and forth between the Photoshop view and then the OBS preview to see how they look on the smaller screen. Ooh, color burn? Mixing a little red. Linear dodge. Let me see this one. Probably just the opacity a bit. Be interesting to have this color here. I was thinking maybe add like, I don't know, a variety of different colors. Maybe have there's a term for it where it's like the border of the object would have some sort of lighting. And I don't know what that term is, but I feel like I could make that a thing for this emote here. So I don't know, I could add like purple or something, maybe orange. But this is neat. I think I'm not sure about the opacity though.
Tell me something, my friend. You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight?
Dance with the Devil. That reminds me of a recent film. So I don't know if you've caught up on Sinners yet. It's been a talk of the town, I think, when it comes to the horror scene. But yeah, the tagline for that is "Dance with the Devil," which of course, you know, that's it reminds me of that line from Batman '89. Ooh, light and color. The heart light it looks alright, but I feel like this needs to be on this side, the left side, rather than the right side there. Occlusion blur? Yeah. Is it occlusion blur? Sometimes like I don't know, it's like a shine. Not really a shine, it's like I don't know. So I'll probably draw it on the next part. I also like this sort of slight orange here. Near lighting. The difference makes it look like green. Exclusion. Wow. Yeah. Adds that extra green on the side there. So track seems alright too. I feel like I could add more to it. I think if I duplicate it and then just alter the next portion. Ooh, wow. The neon. What if I went neon? Oh, nice. You seen it? Sweet. Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. Another one that I've been, I would mention from time to time would be K-pop Demon Hunters, which is, it's been pretty fun so far. That one's up on Netflix. Different streaming service. Sort of rings back to my old K-pop phase, I should say. Right, I think this hue here. I think the hue looks alright. See how this looks when I don't know, maybe I'll add some more orange to it or something. Actually, you know what? How about a different yellow? Let's try this one. Let's get an orangey yellow. Let's go for a bigger brush. Occlusion blur is for the background that is soft and out of focus. Okay. Feels like a Donkey Kong Country, Nana? Yeah. It's going for a more. Wait, I think this is a different layer. Going for more like a Mario Kart inspired one. But yeah, more so Mario Kart inspired. I wasn't thinking to add the eyes until like when I saw that the first two here would have the eyes, and then I was thinking about whether or not to add the eyes for the banana. And so I think now having the eyes for the banana is like maybe a lot of the inanimate objects would have the eyes. So a lot of these were, Mario inspired. Doing another layer here. Hopefully this will be the right choice. I think I'll try this color out, see how it looks. Yeah, I don't know, I think either color between the bright yellow and this orangey yellow would do just fine, I think. I think when I want to add like shine to it, or there'll be like a brighter point of the banana, think using that bright yellow would be a good idea. So like this side here, have it gradients into this part, I think. And I'll just mess around with the lighting a bit. Like normally I want the light source to be coming from this side. Maybe around the edges I'll have this color. Alternate value of the yellow on the left side could bring out the edge between the part. Yeah. Something about that edge part. Yeah, normally I would just I'll just draw over it. I'll just make the edge part myself, like how I did down here. And then I just added these lines last night. I sort of quickly went and output that banana in like, I don't know, within an hour, I think. Or however long it took last night. Just before I ended. And then I just immediately uploaded after. Right after I add the shadow. Just to temporarily see how it would look in the chat. But yeah, so I set it to like the follower emotes. I think for these first 3. I think there's like at least 2 more slots, if I recall. Yeah, I think depending on how ripe the banana want the banana to be. Like maybe sometime we'll have like a neon green right up here. Yeah, there you go. So there's a secret, not so secret, sound bite that would sound when someone mentions banana. But yeah, a little audio bite or sound bite from Donkey Kong 64. For the most part, I do like this these orangey yellow. I'm going to slightly go over that. I think not too much on this side. This side still has that bright yellow. So let me go back here. And then lightly adjust this part. Yeah, I was a little more concerned about the shape, especially this peel here. So that's why I went back in it to adjust it some more. Previously, it was this shape. You can see in the background when I enable this this layer. You can see the difference in change of the shape. So yeah, it's definitely coming along. Have you done any new arts? Work on any new pieces lately, Splash? Also, if you have a quick link to the images, feel free to share. Yeah, I think for me, it has been a while since I've done any art on stream. I think it's been a couple months, I think. Last time must have been like, I don't know, April or May? Or was it March? I think it might have been March or something, I don't know. And then I think leading up to the release of the Switch 2 was all Mario Kart World the majority of the time. And also the stream anniversary. The whole month of like Mario Party and a little bit of Endless Ocean, Mario Kart. And then Switch 2 right over that. Early June. That, I guess, just brings us to now. Like for the past couple months. Right. I feel like I need to color this part here a little more. Have it fade. Concept art for a grim, dark, futuristic world. Ooh. Did some landscape stuff, nice. Creating sort of a grimdark world puzzle that can be put together using physical media, which is also an online puzzle and various components. Huh. Wait, so it's like a puzzle game? Make adult and horror themed puzzles? Okay. Sounds cool. Is it like a web-based game, or like is it like a physical?
You almost had it.
Website is almost ready. Nice. Yeah, feel free to share that in the server, the Discord server. Actual puzzle, okay. So is it like a tabletop kind of thing, or because I'm imagining like a board game, sort of a board game kind of game that, you know, maybe requires like another person to solve it. Kind of like Clue. I think of like Clue, and what's another one? Was that Betrayal? I think Betrayal of House on the Hill. I really like that one. I used to play a lot with some local friends. We used to have board game nights. And that was one of the games that we would play. Betrayal of House on Haunted Hill or something like that. It's a pretty long title. I can never get the name correct. But I think Betrayal is the short title that we would call it. Started having puzzles that show different aspects of the world and events. Clue mystery, but it's a puzzle with clues. So you start off with the clues, and you gotta figure out what would be the main thing to solve in that. Like, is there like a murder? Is there like a creature you gotta figure out? Like, is it a Scooby-Doo sort of thing? Where you try not to get killed by the monster, and maybe you gotta like figure out, you know, where the monster's location is and take it down or something. I think of like a Scooby-Doo sort of scenario, which is more of a mystery, I feel. When you mention like clues, I think of you gotta solve something. Alright, let's see if I can adjust the layer for this. I think the outline for this is just, gosh, look at the major difference. It's actually a little more redder, which I think that's what I want to do. I want to get it to look a little more redder, just slightly redder, or orangier. I think the yellow definitely brings out the brightness of it, which is fine. I think I need to add some on this side too. Let's do it a little smaller. Maybe an assassination plot of government official. Okay. Man, there was another one that I think of. There's another like card game. I think it's like a French card game, or maybe it has a French character in it. Because when you mention like government official and then assassination, there's like there's an assassinator or an assassin in that game. It's kind of like Wolf in a way. What was it? Werewolf, I think. Werewolf, or oh my gosh, there's like there's a few other examples. But you gotta find out who is who and which side they're on, whether they are against the I don't know what to call that, against the company or with the company or something like that. There's like some sort of like establishments, and then yeah, you gotta find who's on your side, who's not on your side, and then either take them down if they're not on your side. Then yeah. But it starts out as, you know, you don't know who is who's on your side, who's not, and then sometimes you end up accidentally hitting your partner who's, you know, on your side, but then you find out, you know, the hard way. And sometimes you do find out ahead of time, and then you team up together, and then, you know, it's a pretty neat little card game, which I forget the name of. But there's another one called Shadow Hunters. I don't know if you're familiar with that one. So now that we're on the topic of like tabletop games, Shadow Hunters I would recommend. Pretty short, fun game, similar concept as what I just mentioned, where you gotta figure out who's who, and then take down the enemy. I think there's like 3 different groups. So there's the humans, which are the hunters, and then there's the monsters, the creatures. You can be a werewolf, you can be like a vampire. Vampire does a lot of damage. You know, werewolf is like, he does a lot of damage too, but he's more like melee, and stuff like that. There's a variety of different monsters you can be, and you don't know who's whom at the beginning of the game until you start asking questions and stuff. Take turns asking questions and then figure out, oh yeah, a little bit of guess who in it. So you gotta like ask questions and then figure out who is who. And I think the creature side, the monster side, can lie once. So you either have to take that, you know, info and then use that info later on. So it's like a little bit of a memory game too. But it runs pretty a decent amount of time. I think within like a half hour you can get a good game in and then reach the end. It's called Shadow Hunters. I think it's a Japanese game, but it's by a Japanese team. Not based on the show. There's also a show that came out around the same time. It's like a live action show, but not that one. I think that show was based on a book too, but it's not related. Just happens to be a coincidence to be to exist at the same time. But yeah, that was another one that I try to recommend to people. And the third group is they are non either side, so they could either help the hunter side or they could help the monster side, or just not be helping anyone. I forgot what. I guess it's just the null side. But yeah, Shadow Hunter is pretty fun. I would definitely recommend that one. Social deduction board games. Okay. Yeah, Yeah, social deduction. So it's kind of like yeah, like werewolf. What's another one? There's the that witch one I'm forgetting the name of. Like stuff like that. There's like a a certain style when it comes to the that sort of a tabletop game, card-based game. Neutrals? Yeah, neutrals. There you go. So neutrals, yeah, shadow hunters. If you've ever, if you ever, I guess I'm not sure if there's a place to look for it, unless like certain stores carry a variety of different board games. But I guess you can still find it online. But it's pretty fun if you can get a group to play with locally. Like that'll be a pretty fun game to play. But the way they have it set up too, like the board design itself, it's pretty unique. We gotta reach to the end of that. There's a start and then there's a beginning. It's a pretty long path along the way, and then you reach the center of that board. Let's bring out the burn tool here. Deduce what is going on. Yep, yeah, that's the one. It's almost like a Guess Who element. I love Guess Who. I used to play that like homeroom back in '96. It's either that or play some solitaire on the computer while we wait for a class to start. There'll be one student's in my one classmate in my homeroom that would he would be an avid player of King of Fighters. Like every new King of Fighters that come out around those years, this is like around like mid '90s. Like he would be all into it. And he would draw like he was a pretty good artist too. Like he was another guy that was like sort of a companion artist back in like middle school, elementary to middle school. But he would draw like a lot of the characters from like the fighter games. Fury of Dracula, Scotland Yard were two of your favorite board games. Oh, nice. I don't think I played those. Fury of Dracula. Let me check that one. Let's take a look at that. Oh wow, Fury of Dracula. Wow, it's existed for a while. Okay. The Scotland Yard one, it just brought me to an actual location. Is that a card game or let me see? Board game. Nice. I think I found it. Keep a tab open on that. Just having companion artist IRL? Yeah. Yeah. I usually, I don't know, it's usually during like grade school, like when we're still in school, it's when we have like, we would know people that would draw and stuff. Let's add a line here. Okay. I think this part here might need to be a little bit darker. We'll just add some scraps over here. Scratches. Burn tool. Never-ending cycles of inspiration, yeah. And illustrating weird stuff. Used to draw a parody of Mario and Luigi, like parody of the movie posters. Oh man, yeah, that sounds like a fun idea. I would make my own sort of characters a lot, but I usually do it on my own time. And then when I head back to school, just whoever was interested in seeing the new drawings, they get to see it. Whether it's in art class or whatever, And I would make things like, I don't know, my own Pokemon, inspired by Pokemon or inspired by Sanrio and stuff. Or, if I'm watching, like, I don't know, brand new anime, I would watch the Guyver and stuff, and I would just make up my own Guyver unit or suit design, or Sailor Scout from Sailor Moon, and just pretend, oh yes, this is a brand new character I made up, just inspired by those properties. Let's go for a different color here. But I think I don't know, that's what they lead me to do. If I'm so inspired by a certain show or movie, I'll just draw either a character from that show or movie, or make up my own version that they further just fan theorizing. Oh, what if they could have this? What if this person becomes this, this level and stuff like that? And I just draw it out. I think for me that is the thing that the results of enjoying that piece of medium, and then further inspiring to draw something out of it, creating something out of it. I guess like from like someone who's an aspiring artist, they could just draw their own thing, and I guess for other folks, maybe they're inspired to write a song, or maybe they're inspired to go take karate class or something, if they watch, like, I don't know, I've heard stories where folks enjoyed watching, they were so inspired by One Punch Man that they actually took, like, martial arts class so that they can, get more insight out of that. They were so inspired that, they took class to become, like, to learn martial arts and to better themselves, which I find that really, I don't know, very moving. Not sure what I'm doing with this. I think just having that there, I think is fine. I may have to go back over it. I need to add more of these darker spots. Might not have to go too dark here. Let's see. Yeah, homemade comics. Drew a lot more maps for D&D and stuff. Oh, nice.
Oh, banana.
Napalm and Wedgie about a mouse who befriends a dragon. Nice. This part of the banana is the seed. Yeah. So the end part, it would be the seed. I actually had a banana. I was eating a banana last night while I was drawing this. Yeah, the seed would be at this tip here. And my way, how do you how do you peel a banana? Slash. For me, I break it down from the stem, like from up here. So imagine this is, it's already like a whole banana. Some would peel it from down here. And the technique from peeling from this end is that you just gotta squeeze that part, and that's where the seed is. But for me, I usually go at the stem and just like pull this part out, and it just stays in one piece. That's how I usually go about my bananas. It's usually like a morning snack for me. Sometimes if I'm hungry like late at night, I would go for a banana. It's like the perfect snack, I think. Without going overboard. Like, especially when it's like past midnight. Like bananas are usually the go-to. Because they fill you enough, but not too much, Don't want to overload on it. But it's like a solid enough fruit that could dissolve. You go from the seed side, hold the stem like a stick. Okay. Okay. Yeah, my friend does that. I remember one time when we would do like mukbang streams back in 2016 on Africa TV, which is the other side, and he was asking me about the banana, like he was wondering how I peel my bananas, because he was wondering if I was doing it the right way, and I was like, is there a wrong way to peel a banana? You just peel it. I don't know how anyone could eat their banana the wrong way, unless I don't know how anyone could eat a banana the wrong way. Yeah, another friend, a third friend, was like, "There's a wrong way to eat a banana. Like, what's the wrong way?" But he was checking to make sure I was doing it the right way. I was like, "What the heck? This is the way I always peel a banana." Yeah. Within our group, our local friends, we always have that one weird guy. But that guy is a smart. He's like a handyman kind of guy. Very outdoorsy. He's like the tool man guy. But he knows his stuff though. Aside from one thing, he doesn't know how to tie a knot. I had to teach him. So when we go camping, he would be the guy that brings like the axe and a variety of stuff. Like he'd be the guy that goes camping for real, like the real kind of camping. The quote unquote real camping. Same on both ends? Yeah, right? I know. Everyone has their own ways, But this guy is like, man, there's one way to peel a banana. Oh, banana. All right. Yeah, I don't want to spend too much time on this part here, but do want to add a few more dark spots, but maybe not necessary. It won't be as visible when it's like, once it's being shown on the screen and stuff. But I think mainly I just want to bring it back so I can adjust the color a little bit, and then just making sure this part here is bent out a little more. So now it looks all right. Let's see the difference. Boop. Back there to here, and then like these layers. Look how bright it was previously. And then just added these. Little shadow on the side here. I'm not sure I want to add anything else. I feel like I could add that sort of edge reflection sort of thing. I forgot what's even called. Let me see. I might just play around with it. I might play around with the colors a bit more. So what if I go bold? and maybe have like, I don't know, this purple. Let's see how this looks with this color. If I were to do like a shine thing, whoop, I gotta adjust the opacity there. So if I were to add like something like, I don't know. Color burn. Maybe purple's not the best. But what if I add like a slight shine, like how the others have a shine on them? Although I feel like maybe the skin or the peel of the banana might not be, or might not supposed to be shiny. You know, I don't know. Or maybe I can add the slight shine. This is how I have it stylized, is where if you look at the previous emote, like even the water drop too. Can't seem to zoom it. I think I might have to use magnifying glass. So like, or even the this appleberry fruit thing. This is something that I would standardize, where I would have like a shine on the top left, and then the shadow would come out from the right side. So casting the shadow, I think mostly on the right side or bottom right, I think would be the ideal I don't know, thing to add to these emotes. So I don't know, something that I'm contemplating. So maybe I'll add like a slight shine on this side of the banner, just behind it, and then we'll export it out and then add the shadow again. So it's, oh yeah, this is the previous one. This is the previous version right there. So there's now we actually see the difference. There we go, back and forth. Yeah, there you go. I think the color is how I want it to look. Get a little bit of a shadow on this side, so that's good. All right, so it's not as flat looking as before, and then I fixed the this peel on this side. Yeah, it's a little bit smaller, but compared to this, I think this side is a little bit bigger. But it's okay. I don't know. Yeah. I think now I can probably just add the wait, you know what? I'm gonna export it. Or even save it. Let's save it. And then let's save or export to let's see what. I think it's this one, right? I don't know. Wait. I think it's the A, right? Yeah, let's save it over the A. So there's the new version. And then let's bring it back in. May want to close this now. Alright, so this is the new one. I forgot whether... Wait. I think there's another version of this file. I think it might be this one. So I'll close this. This is the old version. And I just gotta drag the this one in and replace that one underneath. The one underneath still has that shadow, so I may want to drag that shadow effect over to this one, then disable that one below. Or, let me see, let me duplicate it, because I want to get that shine in too. Disable the effect for this. Alright. I think now I want to add the shine. Although I feel like the shine should have been done for the previous file. I'll probably copy this shine over the. Actually, you know what? I'll do a new one, yeah. Because doing a new one, this is different shapes, so let's go back into this. And then do new layer. Let's name this shine. Yeah, purple is like the opposite. Yeah, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I think, I don't know. I think green, I don't know, I think green is a good alternate color. Because, I don't know, maybe alternating too much may have it look a little off. So, I think I might as well just keep it safe and just, I don't know, keep it to just the ordinary banana look. So I think now it's just a matter of just adding the extra like shine and shadow, light and shadow. But yeah, just an idea, you know, just to test out to see what could add to it. Alright, so we got brush.
Oh, banana.
Mr. Banana. I also think of bananas in pajamas. Bananas in pajamas. Okay. So there's gonna be. See where the shine is gonna be. I think it's gonna be like over here. Oh, also. Now this is thinking ahead a little bit. But later down the line, I may want to make this banana like an animated version. Guys, I'm not sure if this is the right setting for this brush. So in the future, if I were to come back to this emote, I want to make it so that it would animate. And I think it would have like a little wink. So one of the eyes would wink. And then there would be like a sparkle right here, like maybe a yellow sparkle or something, you know. It would appear for like a couple frames, maybe one frame or something. But yeah, something for the near future if I were to animate this. Same thing goes for these two too. I think the water droplet might be the first one to start animating because I have some ideas for this guy. So I may start experimenting with this guy first. And then later down the line, I'll probably do the banana one too, but we'll see. Alright, got how I did that one over there. I think I had the shape of it. And then I did select, move, and then I did the feather thing. Let's smoothen it. Let's give it like, I don't know, 20. Let's do feather. Maybe contract. 5 pixels is a little too small. Let's do feather, let's do 20. See how this looks like. Inverse. A little more. Okay, now we're getting to how the others looked. There we go. So now this goes under. So you get that little shine there. I may want to add another layer just to play around with. And let's see how this layer, this upper layer here looks. Oh my gosh, dissolve. Dissolve is always like the peculiar one to. Oh my gosh, color dodge. Surprised some of these like they really brighten up the yellow. Like they give it like a really solid yellow. Oh my gosh, difference. Now we just gave him a blue eye. A black eye now. Subtract. Luminosity. These are okay, I don't know. I think I might just load here. Again, I don't want the shine to be appearing too bright, or else it makes it look a little bit strange once you... Let's see. There it is when I enable shadow. This is how it's going to look with the dark mode on, like on a dark background for purple side Twitch / purple side. And this is how it looks on the white or light mode. And notice how like the shadow here is sort of like a... It's definitely there, you know? Sometimes if I adjust the shadow too much, like the distance and stuff, it may not fit within the frame, and that's what I gotta be careful. Okay, so I'm not sure how this is gonna look, whether or not that shadow is gonna be cut off a bit. Hopefully it's not too far out there. All right. I think the second shine, I might just disable that. I think more importantly, I want the one that's like the one layer that's like behind it. So let me see. I don't know. Maybe I should make it a little longer. I was thinking to maybe, oh, I don't know, do like a solid circle behind it. But then again, I don't want it to become like a... I want it to like start looking like a logo. Like this will be another like sort of method. So if I do like a new layer here, like if I just do like this will probably like resemble like an icon that you can redeem from like from the Switch Online. Like you can get like icons of like the bananas, the shells and stuff, and then you can select your background. That could, I don't know, it could end up being like a, to use as an emote too, like with that background, but I don't know. I think just having the transparency for the majority of the background is, or just having no background, is just the shine and the shadow, I think is the way to go. But I don't know. The shape of the shine though, I might need to adjust it. So I'm gonna try and stretch it out a little more, see how it looks. Maybe just having it like discreetly just tucked in behind it, you know, and not too much. Then I kind of want the center part to be a little more bright. So what if I raise this a little more and then stretch it out? Ooh, there you go, something like that. Sometimes you just gotta like play around with it until it meets the liking. Yeah. So otherwise I think just having the simple circle shape might not fill the amount that I want. Pure student negative zone, yeah. Let's move these aside here. Alright. Now let's zoom out, see how it looks. Okay. See, just a little bit more. Yeah, I want each emote to have like a slight shine, but not necessarily, you know, not so much shine that it would just like, I don't know, overload the image to make it appear as if it's like a different shape, you know, or object. But might want to go back to this fruit one here, the apple one, appleberry fruit, and maybe adjust that a little more. I don't know, something about it that kind of adjust. The water one is okay. I might want to adjust a little more because sometimes around this edge here might seem a little too bright, but we'll see. I think in the animated version it'll look a little bit different. But I think this is fine though. Just have a little bit of shine, but not too much. That it, so that it doesn't seem like it's, adjusting the shape of it. Yeah. Alright, just gonna export this, and then I'll get a new update on the banana. I'm trying to disable this thing. Yeah. Okay, so 66% on that shine. Let's see how it looks. I'm gonna save this. Save as, and this would be B, hopefully. Replace. I hope I'm doing the right thing here. B, right? This time I have the shine on the later version of the file rather than an earlier version. And then I'll export this out as 500 by 500 B. And yeah, this is the new version. Well, I can actually see the preview already. This is a recolored, updated version. I probably didn't have to do much other than adjusting the shape of this peel, but we did a little more than I think than we're supposed to. Alright, let's bring up the emotes page. I'll drag this over. So we're updating it live. Okay, so previously this is the old banana. I'm gonna update it. I think I have to delete it first, right? Library. Bye bye. Bye bye banana. And then we'll do a new upload. And let's add this. Now I see the preview. Alright. See, I like that now that we can allow Twitch to resize it, and their resize quality is a lot better than how it was like years ago. Look at how long ago I designed my this one emote for my friend. Like it's a platoon emote. It's a waving emote, and then it's just a still image. But then like the resizing at that time was so low quality for the 28 by 28. The middle one is 112 by 112, and then the big one is 128 by 128. Alright, so this one's gonna be. Is this for? I don't know why it says standard. Let's do banana peel. Alright, attribute myself. Pending. There's a little preview there. So you can see a little bit of shadow, that's neat. So now I feel like the peel that I adjusted is definitely a lot more closer to how I want it. So there you go. Banana peel, and this would be added to this. Wait and see. Slot assignment, there you go. Let's move this over here. Banana peel number 3. I don't know why it still says pending approval. I'm sure it will be approved like right away. Like how it was last night. Here, let's upload another one. This would be for the follower emote. Capitalize banana. Unless the pending part is for me to apply the attribution. Right, this is for follower. There we go. Oh, there you go. Approve. This one is pending for some reason. How come the follower one is just approved right away? Let's see how it looks now. I know, so many me's, right? But when I search up the attribution, there's even one called Roth Sloth Games. It's like they develop games or something, I don't know. Alright, I'm gonna refresh page and see if this shows up. I also need to add it to the other sites too. Update it for the other sites. Whoop. So banana. Oh, nice. So the follower one popped up. There's the follower one. I believe that is the updated version. Yeah, you can tell by the peel on the right side. Let's bring emotes back up. Might not be a good idea to show the other sites, because I know Twitch is a little sensitive about that. But here's another site that I've been streaming on. It's called Soup, and I may have to update this banana one. So let's do that now. I find that some of these other sites they're a little easier to upload and then update, because you can just like delete it and then upload a new one, and it'll be the same file or same file name. But I do have to resize this one to 128. This is the one that asks for that specific size. You can't just do like upload any size and it'll just auto convert, because I don't think they do it automatically for us. So we have to do it manually first. And it has to be specifically 128 by 128. It can't be lower, can't be higher. But it's okay, because we can just do it here. Yeah. So this will be 128 by 128. And B. Alright, replace. And then we'll upload to this side here. Is that the correct one? 128 by 128. Why is it still 500? Try it again. Oh, right, because I didn't do the thing. I only named it. Okay, replace. And let's upload. There you go, now it goes in. You can see a little shine. So this will be banana peel. I think they only allow for one capitalized letter, which is the initial letter. I thought they previously allowed like 2 capitalized letters, but for some reason when I uploaded or re-uploaded the water drop, they lowercase the D. So now it's just like water drop with a capital W. So it's like a single word. But there you go. That's on Soup side. There's at least like one other site. I'm not sure if they allow this though. I don't know if Twitch allows showing other sites. But here, let's make this one and update the banana. This will be banana. Limitations on DLive is that they only allow for a certain number of characters for the emotes. It will have the prefix of your username, and then whatever the emote name, you can only have like, what's the max number of characters? Right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 characters for the emote. Banana ass. So yeah, let's save that. There you go, that's updated. Water drop has been updated. So it's water, apple. Oh, it's capitalized. I forgot that I capitalized the some of the words too. I may have to update these two with the naming scheme, but we'll see. Alright, just gonna move these out of the way. Yeah, there you go. With their progress. Alright. So now that the banana's done, the apple fruit is done, I guess we can get started on another one. Let's see. Select no for now. Okay. Alright, so now I'm thinking of a 4th emote, and tier 1 I think it's up to 5, of the static emotes, and then I think 2 slots for the animated, if I recall. And I think tier 3, there's a slot for another animated, I think. Either or still image or animated. But I think the extra tier 3 is like an extra 1 or something like that. I think at the moment. So let's do a new one. I don't know what I want to draw for this 4th one. Here's to do 500 by 500. Oh. Wait, why is it? Oh. It was stuck to the side of that banana. Alright. There we go. Let's do a new layer. Oh yeah, that's right. Spiciest dan dan noodles ever? Oh man. I've had some spicy chicken the other night. Also, I don't know if you've been catching up on Dan Da Dan, the show. They've got a new season out. I haven't caught up with it yet. Or I guess, I don't know. I don't know if it's like a full season yet. There's some new episodes that I haven't caught up on. Alright, so let's see, new. Not sure what this next emote is going to be. Let's place this in order. So you notice like I have each of these sort of represent like a color. Primary colors. So you get the blue, the red, the yellow. I'm thinking to maybe do like a green next. Something alongside green. You know, typical primary colors and then moving on to secondary. But it doesn't have to be a green object. I think to further go along the lines of what I want to have as part of the initial emote set, cloud was another idea, because you know, having rain, I think this water droplet sort of represents the water element as a whole, and then using this water droplet, when you put a bunch of these together, it creates this this sort of a rainfall look, you know. So I think it would be great to use this as like a raid. I don't know. Someday, if I plan to do more raids. I don't normally do raids, but like I feel like, you know, this would be a great emote to send raids out to. Yeah. And then like later down the line, I'll have a fire one, and then a lightning one. So those were actually the my initial ideas for, you know, this first handful of emotes, and going elemental. But then since, you know, Donkey Kong Bonanza is coming out, I think it comes out tonight. Yeah, it should be tonight because it's already past 11 p.m. I went with fruits instead. So first of fruits would be the apple / berry fruits, and then, you know, inspired by Super Mario World, and then onwards to banana, which is why we have banana. I mainly just want to get to that banana one. So thus that being the third emote. So the fire one and the lightning one that could come out later down the line. I'll just have to draw it out. There's also, I don't know, maybe I can make use of purple, since, you know, Twitch loves their purple. I don't know. Could be. Oh, you know what? What if I do like a rain cloud? It doesn't have to be a rain cloud, but like just a cloud in general, and then maybe add like some highlights using the purple. I don't know, maybe a different variety of colors on some side, like how I have the raindrop here, or the water droplet. Slight reflective magenta color there. So maybe something like that, I think. I can always add little bits of other colors in. So maybe Cloud would be next. I don't know. Not Cloud Strife, but that would be a funny way to go about an emote where Cloud Strife would be in the form of a cloud, but he's holding a buster sword. Yeah. I'm not sure I want to add any expression to it though. I feel like emotes are a way to, as a form of expression. But I think later down the line, I start thinking about making more expressive emotes. So I think the lightning shock one, I think, would of course be, you know, a shock face on a lightning bolt or something. But we'll see. Here, let's get. Well, I think we're supposed to clear this one. Gotta think of how I'm gonna shape this cloud.
Oh, banana.
Hey there, Pine. Welcome back. Yeah, we finally just well, I guess I did upload the banana emote last night, and it's just updated again, which now has a shine. And I adjusted the peel, one of the peels here on the right side. But yep, it's up. Yeah, doing a little bit more art. Normally I don't often get to do as much art in a row.
Cute.
But
very cute.
yeah, thanks. But yeah, yeah, I guess now is the time to actually do some art. I guess if I do come up with more ideas for like emotes and stuff, and if I feel inspired, I would hop on and do more, yeah. So now, currently, we're on the 4th one, and I think this might just be like a cloud one. I don't know. I'll just play around with some different concepts and drafts and see what comes to mind in terms of like, you know, whatever concepts I can come up with. Just sort of free-handedly drawing this here. And again, gotta keep in mind that I gotta leave myself some space on the right side there for the shadow. I feel like there might not be enough space to. Let's see how I'm gonna do about this bottom part. Whether or not I should keep it flat. Or circling. One, two, I think 3 should be the most. Yeah, 3 of these rounded parts. Maybe something like that. I think we'll continue having the eyes from the for this emote here. So we'll probably drag it out from like the raindrop or something, or the water drop. I think that one has it. It's in this one here. I was thinking to maybe update the eyes too. But then again, I feel like I shouldn't mess around with it too much. Okay, so maybe I'll have it focus on the eyes. Then from here, we'll just have to. Gonna see how this is gonna appear. I think having it somewhere midway, centered, because I think if I have it too high, it might not look right once it's put out in chat and stuff. So maybe I feel like this is gonna be like a dark cloud. I think of the old PS2 game Dark Cloud. Oh. And again, I feel like this should be like a vector art than raster. Oh boy. Oh, wait, why is there a new layer? Oh, that's why. Man. Of course. The painting on the other. But painting on the eyes layer. Whoops. Let's merge this down. Just making sure that the eyes are here. I'm gonna lock the eyes layer just in case. I feel like cloud emotes, there may be some out there. Oh my gosh, I just had another idea for this specific cloud emote. I had it in mind, mentally noted, and now I just remembered it. I'll have to see if I can fit it in, because the square frame that we gotta fit these emotes in is not very big, so I have to, like, I don't know. Think of how I'm gonna go about fitting that idea in. It's probably easy to just zoom out and just use the brush tool. Resize it. Should I go full circle? Oh boy. A little bit worried on this side here. I think I might have to resize this. Maybe this side too. Probably not a good idea to do so. Not sure I want to make it symmetrical or not. Let's see. Just checking to see if these guys are okay. This one's a little lower than this one. Maybe it doesn't have to be equal. Bum, bum. I think the eyes for the cloud could be brought down this low, I think. It's somewhere towards the center. Okay. I don't know what layer 3 was. Oh yeah, I think I wanted to add more color on top of that. Let's see. Not too sure on the shape just yet. I'm willing to test around a little bit. Ooh. Not sure how the lighting is going to be for this cloud yet. Could go the old route of just having the light source be on the top left and then go about it that way. But also want to make this look like it's rounded. And then down here, the bottom part could be, I don't know, a variety of different colors or something. Alright, looks like ads are starting up in a bit. I guess from here I can probably just continue adding more lighter spots, layer upon layer. Right. So the one neat idea for this cloud would be to give him like a different hairstyle, you know? So this guy would have like a puffy hairstyle. Just to give him some characteristics, you know? So not necessarily, doesn't always necessarily have to be like typical, just rounded shape at the top here. Alright, so ads starting now. See you in a bit. Actually, I kind of want to turn on the AC and maybe grab some ice, so here. I'll just BRB real quick and yeah, enjoy the clips.
It just
just looks so strange and funny. He's got like a smug face right there. You know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of Rowan. Oh my gosh, what's his last name? Mr. Bean. You know, Mr. Bean. Like he's got that face. You know, Mr. Bean. What? I keep thinking the A button, either the A button or the L button to snap the photo. Mr. Bean. Oh, oh boy. Good old Mr. Bean. If Mr. Bean was an animal, oh my gosh, is that a unicorn fish? Like that would be the his fish. No. December 31st, 2024. You can also check the amount of hours, 1,899. 1,899. That's almost 1,900 hours streamed every day. Sometimes there'll be days where I would start at like midnight or just before midnight, like a minute or two before midnight, and then for a good 3-hour session, and then like the rest, the entire session would be counted towards the next day. So it would show that I missed a day, but even though I was a minute early or something like that, or a minute late, not late, but like anyways, here, let me scroll through this real quick. This is the streamer, and on the 24 annual recap, hours streamed. It only shows 1832, but when we look back at the overview, because I think they count certain days from like 2023 and then into 2024, like somewhere mid-December. Oh, there's arrows. Come on, get in the open. There we go! Oh my gosh. Wow. Lionel defeated. Was this my first Lionel? And this was a silver one too. Oh my gosh, that was just one sweaty fight. Holy moly. And this is like one of the first Lionels that I've encountered too. White-maned Lionel. Okay. Yeah, the Lionel fight, I remember that one. First Lionel fight. Alright, so yeah, I wanted to give this guy like a slight hairstyle, cause he's made out of clouds. It's either a hairstyle or maybe like a tail. But I wanted to get him like a tail initially. But now that I've already created the shape, I think I want to give him like a slight hairstyle, cause you don't often see clouds that have like different cloud characters. I don't know. I feel like there's less cloud emotes around town. Here, let me see if we can add a new layer and just like try out some different hairstyles or something. Oh, let's do like full on 100% here. I also think of Malo from Super Mario RPG. Like he's got that sort of shape and look, similar looking eyes and stuff. And that would be awesome. Get a Malo emote. Geno and Malo emote, I would love to have those guys as part of the emote set. I think sometime down the line though, we'll see. I don't know. Yeah, a little bit of Malo, right? Oh man, I guess this would be like a nice alternative to. Man, I've yet to play the remake. Looks great too. I know there would be folks out there that would use the old fat Yoshi, set that as an emote, at least for the 7TV side or Better Twitch TV side. Like those services, like people would be uploading all sorts of things, common memes and GIF files that's generally used across the internet. They would just upload them. What if this guy has like a sort of a cue? I don't know what you call that kind of hairstyle. I think of that one where the character from ARMS, the Nintendo fighting game, ARMS with the Switch. I think it was a launch title or a launch window title, where he's got that sort of a swirly hairstyle sort of look. Like I don't know. I don't know if I want to it that, but it would look pretty neat. I don't know. Get some swirls or something. But we'll see. Not sure what kind of shape I want for the hair though. I think just having this and just have it connect to this bigger part. I don't know. Maybe having. I think of like Superman. Superman would have the S shape, you know, which would go down that way. So if I remove this, maybe do another layer, I could probably just draw that. So I'm gonna go in darker color, just to show the shape of it. It's gonna mess around a bit. So if I do like, I don't know. Ooh, interesting. What if I use? I was thinking to add like a lightning symbol or something on the forehead portion. Yeah, I hear that the new Superman movie is pretty dang good. I'll definitely have to see it someday. That sort of inspires. I feel like I maybe after seeing that movie, I'll probably be inspired to draw something Superman related, which I haven't done for like ages since I was a kid. But I will mostly draw Batman. I think Batman was my go-to character to draw. Yeah. Man, this is not like I don't think you can do it in Photoshop, but it's not like Scribblet. Yeah, Scribblet, I can just scroll the mouse wheel. And you can probably hear my mouse wheel just clicking right now because I'm trying to scroll it. But in Scribblet, I can resize the brush as I, as I go down there, and then it just resize the brush to like a different size, whatever. But I don't know. I think in a 3D space, if this was like a 3D model, I could definitely see the hair dripping that way, you know? That would be an odd. Alright, so but I think I might want to stick with this where the hair goes upward. I don't know how to explain this style. It's like trying to think of a character in like an old comic book that has this sort of star style. Maybe like Archie or something. I don't remember if Archie has that kind of hairstyle. Let's do a slightly different color here. Different shade of gray. Maybe add like a second one. Oop. I don't know what that is. I think that's like the same color. Let's try this lighter one. Oh, this is a very lighter color. And let's disable that and just go this way. Let's take it that maybe I have like 3 of them. Three of those, I don't know what you call that. The 3 part of the bangs. That sort of puffs upward. Be an interesting looking cloud guy. Okay. I want to decrease the top part in the back there, but oh, what if I have the puffiness go up a little more instead of like, you know, rounded. I don't know, something like that. I feel like maybe this guy, maybe this hairstyle should not be limited to just this cloud guy. I think in the process, I'm trying to think of a name to call this guy. Ooh, it's on the wrong layer. Oh man, I've been drawing on the wrong layer again. Here, let's see. Didn't redo that. Thank goodness we're undo. Thank goodness we're undo. Here, I'm gonna lock this one just in case. Let's bring out the smudge. I think this part here has to somehow match with the body of it. This guy would be the I guess he would represent cloud, but then also fog or smog. For times when, like, if someone were to do like a horror game or something, I guess maybe the fog would come into play. And this guy would definitely. Oh, I also need to add a skull too. Man, maybe I should add a skull. Also, number 4, you know, it's a standard belief on the Far East belief, where the number 4 is not so great, you know, it's a very deadly number or superstitious number. So maybe having the skull as the you know, as the 4th emote, I think would be neat. I don't know. Yeah, and then maybe the cloud one. Or say for maybe number 5. Mambo number 5. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, that would be interesting. I think the skull covers a whole lot. And I'm just going by like global emotes. I guess emojis, if I want to, you know, not count emojis would cover all this already, but like if I want to go like for a stylized emoji, and not everyone tends to use emojis anyway, but even though I feel like it's more common, people have access to emojis more so because it's like more universal. But when it comes to like personalized emotes, where the expression on those emotes, whether if it has a face or not, or even text, you know. But I guess it's also a way to display like original characters. This hairstyle here. Okay, let's see. Right. Yeah, I think I kind of want to have it something like this here. Something like this. That's what I had in mind. Would I make a cartoony skull? Yeah, I mean, I can go for a non-cartoony skull, whatever that means, too. But yeah, I think generally I want to keep like an area of emotes that would have a similar looking vibe. But yeah, that's I don't know. It's something that I had in mind for a while. You know, I think generally skulls are what would represent a lot of things. A lot of dark things too. But I could have like I don't know, maybe a funny looking skull or skeleton. There are probably folks out there who use like that like a GIF version of that dancing skeleton group of skeletons for the Halloween one, because that's like a very overused meme or you know, animated GIF that tends to go around all across the internet. It's a very popular one. Well, I guess the entire clip, the whole dancing skeletons clip or video is a common one. But I don't know, I can't think of another one where it's like mainstream. I mean, there is that Halloween dancing guy, the jack-o'-lantern, like he wears like a jack-o'-lantern face, and he just does a dance. But I don't know, there's a variety of those, like variations of them. I don't know. But as for skull, I've seen, I don't know, there's quite a few people that have skulls, and they would have like a sense of like horror on their channels, you know. So I kind of want something to also represent that. But yeah, I don't really see enough like toony looking ones, you know. Something that's like, well, I guess toony in a way where it's like the way the art style of it is, you know, the way it's designed and stuff. So that is something that I'll have to look to make it seem like it's, you know, more within like this sort of the style that I'm going for here. And then I don't know, just coming up with like a style that would fit with these area of emotes. I don't know. I think once I get to it, we'll see. I think at the moment it's just like this cloud guy. I may just make another one and maybe get started on that skull one tonight, but we'll see. Yeah, I think the more I think about it, the more I want to do it. But there'll be ones where it's like there's like an animated one that I can think of where they would have like a tail effect behind the skull, and that's a cool idea. Like it's like a trail effect. Sometimes it would be like, I don't know, an aura of, I don't know how to word it, like I don't know, it's just like a trail behind that skull and stuff, as if it's like moving or hopping along or something, you know. And a lot of the times people would use like the skull to symbolize, oh yeah, R.I.P., you know, when they die in the game or something. But I think mostly it's just a gravestone, you know. They'll have the gray, typical just rounded gray gravestone. Sometimes it'll be like a rectangle shape. But normally it's the one that has like, you know, the arch, just a typical arch gravestone. and then just RIP, rip, you know, because they failed in a game or something. And that's very representative. I feel like not everyone has that. And then I think the more I see now is that their original character would be fainted flat on the ground, and then they would have the X on the eyes, you know, very typical. And then, yeah, it's just not enough of the skull and bones pile thing. So I think that's another universal way to represent. Oh yeah, rip, you know, or F key, you know. Enter the Fs into the chat. Yeah, I feel like that's another way, a modern way, I guess, nowadays. Whoop. Oh my gosh. But yeah, there's like a variety of ways to express that, or to design such emotes, you know. But yeah, I know. I think the skull represents it just fine. I was also thinking to maybe bring in like the sloth. So maybe as the 5th emote, it's either going to be sloth or it's going to be the skull or cloud. I think further down the line, I think that should be next in line, but we'll see. I don't know. I don't know what the next one is going to be after that. So yeah, sloth emote on the way, I think, and I don't know how I'm going to do it. Either it's going to be just a waving one, or I don't know, maybe a laughing one. Who knows? Yeah, yeah. Sloth is definitely something that I've had in mind for so many years. Yep, it's coming. I don't know when, but it's coming. Let's see. Back to this cloud here. I think. Let me see. Can I select this? Yeah, let's go. Oop, there we go. Oh, apparently M key is to select this this marquee tool, and then I know what this is called here, the arrow one. Yeah, Roth. That's why there's that other guy. When I was assigning the emote attribution, there's another guy that had the username Roth Games. It's like they develop games or something. So there's definitely other Roths out there, and I guess there would be at least one guy that would associate with the sloth already. Tends to go around, but not as often, I guess. Yeah, there's a Roth Games out there. I don't think I'm not sure if they stream or not. I might have checked their page, but they don't seem as active, so I don't know. Maybe they should have like a username. What do we call it? Like a placement, just to claim the name first, or maybe they did broadcast for a little bit and then they just decided to not anymore or something. Who knows? All right, let's get some more shading in here. Try and finalize this somehow. Actually, I think I should probably somehow have this like fade in. Let's go a little here. Oh, should be feathered. Oh, not too big. Oh, this should have been the initial color. Let's get this color. Let's have it blend in. Yeah, I'm trying to think of how that sloth is gonna appear. I could carry the same kind of eyes over to him, but I don't know. It may just very well be like a whole different design altogether, like style design. There are some sloth focused channels out there. I've seen quite a few, and a couple of them already have like a great array of like sloth emotes. So I'm not sure what I could do to make it any more different. There's even some free ones over at 7TV and Better Twitch TV, and I've already assigned some of them to the channel too. But they're just like free to use, and they look great too, which is why I have them attached. Some not so great, but they're I don't know. They're still I don't know janky in design, but they still represent like the whole sloth thing. Something about sloth. At first, I think the first time learning about what a sloth was looking through the dictionary to see if any of my names would pop up, and then I guess the closest thing was the sloth one, and I was like, what the heck is a sloth? It's an animal. Then whenever I would see the photo of it, I was like, it's not as attractive as I thought it would be at first. But I guess and this is back in the 90s, I would have a Webster dictionary. I'll probably mention more of this when I get started on the sloth emote, but I'll probably mention it again later on. And then I guess once the internet became big, and then more and more people start to like the sloth, and out of nowhere, it's how come more people are enjoying the sloth now? So I guess over the years I start to embrace all that is the sloth. And I guess it becomes more accepted now. And after seeing the baby sloth, wow, now we get it. Now we understand why people like the sloth. So it's And I guess there'll be other animals, real world animals in our animal kingdom that would raise in popularity, like the capybara, one wouldn't even think that the capybara would be so well liked, but it's become a trending animal, I think, in past years. There's even companies that name themselves after the capybara. Game companies. There's games about sloths, games about capybaras, or features a capybara. I mean, other than the typical, domestical pets, get your cats, you get your dogs, birds, lizards, turtles, turtles growing up in the 80s and 90s, you get your Ninja Turtles and stuff. Bats, if you want to count Batman and stuff. But I don't know. I guess snake would be another one. Reptiles, the typical domestical animals. Today's actually World Snake Day, by the way. Yeah, World Snake Day. But when it comes to I don't know, exotic animals, maybe certain types of fish, there'll be folks that are into the fish, But I don't know, some we just don't hear much about. It's a little darker. Maybe a little too dark. Yeah, like pandas and koalas were big back in the 80s. Oh my gosh, I thought I was gonna crash there. Yeah, pandas and koalas were huge. They were really popular, especially in Japan and like the Eastern Asia back in the 80s and early 90s. I remember when they were huge and well talked about in all sorts of media. It's like Japan really loves those koalas at a certain point in time. Back in those days, I would read like articles about them. It's always like some sort of story about like koalas. Nowadays, I don't know. There's some stories here and there, but like it doesn't seem like they're as liked anymore as they once were. I guess red pandas become the thing, the new thing now. Maybe not so new, but you know, red pandas. They even got their own name or own movie, I guess. Beyond the Discovery Channel documentaries, but like Turning Red, as I mentioned the other night, last night or whatever. That's a movie about the red panda again. But it's usually like, I don't know, the Eastern countries that are embracing these animals, and maybe all the internet videos that they share would be shot up into, you know, become the next meme or, you know, popular animal of the year. Like look at Mudang. Mudang raining from Thailand. You know, there was a global Twitch emote for Mudang, but they've since removed it. It was a really cute one too, and I don't think I ever got to use it. I think I only got to use it once. It was a Mudang one, a Mudang inspired one, I should say. But it was a hippo. It was like the only global emote that featured a hippo, and it was available for like a week. I only got to use it once. That's it. Yeah, the little baby hippo. I don't think you ever. I don't know if you've seen that one. It was like a little hippo emote, a global emote over on Twitch, and you can tell very much by it that it was inspired by Mudang, which has turned 1, by the way. I think a few days ago. 1 year anniversary. Birthday of Mudang. Yeah, they got rid of it so quick. Like I barely got a chance to even use it. Yeah, it's 1 year. Remember when like, you know, that video of Wudang has been like floating around all over the internet. I like how like every channel that I hang out at, they would mention Mudang. Man, you guys haven't heard of Mudang? Get ready to be amazed. That's such a very wholesome. It's always a wholesome thing when like videos of like animals they just become famous by those videos, you know? The keyboard cat, the suspenseful gopher, or whatever that animal was. They become like the memes of the internet. The old days of YouTube, man. Internet fame. Some of the trending animal. I'm trying to think of. We covered the red pandas. I guess Mudang would be the hippo, capybara. My friend would have what were they? Not weasels. They kind of like weasels. Oh, ferrets. Yeah, he had ferrets. He had 2 ferrets. My gosh. I wonder what happened to those furs. My old friend Steve, he would own 2 ferrets. Ferrets. Yeah, he used to own 2 ferrets. He had a big cage that the 2 of them would crawl around in and then just hang out. And this is like back in like college years. It was like back during the GameCube era. So early 2000s, he would have them. He would also own like cats too. He would have his own cat, like a family cat. One of them was named Paws, as in like Jaws, but Paws, because of his paws looked so odd. Cute little cat. Whenever I go over his house, the cat would just like walk up to me and just like hang around the feet, showing its affection. But he would also have ferrets. Big old cage. But it feels like they were... It feels like they needed a bigger cage. I don't know. Bigger than the cage that they had. That cage pretty much covered like 10% of the room in its apartment. Oh man. And then he would later get I think once he moved to another location, he would get turtles, and then he would name them after the Ninja Turtles, of course. That was the one dream any Ninja Turtle fan would love, is to own turtles and then just name them after the Ninja Turtles. My friend Steve was the one to do that. And I get to go over to play with the turtles. I get to feed them, get to hold them, you know. I forget what kind of turtles they were though. They had like the red marks on their backs. I forgot what they're called. Yeah. Bigger here. Oh, actually, I wanted to add like some other colors to this too. There may be like a different variety of colors shining against this cloud, so we'll see. Yeah, well, it was cool to have like turtles as pets. Good thing there wasn't a giant rat around. I don't think he ever had any giant rats. Infesting his house. Well, I guess if they count the cat. Oh man, cat. Cats and turtles. I don't remember if he had any other pets though. For us, we did have some fish. My grandpa would have like a large fish tank, and he would have like a lot of goldfish in that. yeah, growing up, I think in the early 90s onwards to like my high school years, like we mostly would have that fish tank, large fish tank with a goldfish, and it's usually goldfish, and there was like a type of piranha too that my uncle got towards like the 2000s, early 2000s, and yeah, it was yeah, it's just the family fish, and then I think somewhere in the mid 90s it was offered to us to take care of the goldfish, and they grew pretty big too. Like there's like at least one or two that was like got really big and much longer. I don't know what kind of goldfish it was, but the ones that would stay the same size, but man, they would last pretty long too. But I think over time it just started to become difficult to manage. You know, changing the water, you know, every so often. You know, we would have like the equipment, the tube and stuff, and then like feeding it. You know, make sure someone in the family actually, you know, feed it. Especially when we're like away from home. Like if we're on vacation or something, like someone has to make sure it's fed. But my uncle would also add more fish into that same tank. I think at one point we had to separate because there wasn't enough room. But I think momentarily we had to like separate some of the fish when we added new fish in. But there was like one piranha fish in there. It's like a type of piranha, not the kind that you'd see in movies though. It's like a different species of piranha, but I don't know what specific it was. It's also the typical Siamese fighting fish that would keep in a separate bowl. And there would be like at least one or two. Those would come and go all the time, the Siamese fighting fish. Typical of, you know, Asian families to have those kind of fish. And just goldfish in general. But I think nowadays it's a little more updated, where there's a certain level of care when it comes to like all sorts of fish nowadays, especially since now they have like better tools and yeah, technology, and there's like 3D printers now, so you can just print out any missing pieces or additional pieces to add to your tank. Like the tanks are more upgraded now than they were before. You know, comparing back to the early 90s, there wasn't stuff like what we have now that makes it a lot easier to handle. You're taking care of the fish and stuff. But yeah, it's neat to see, like, you know, how much has changed since then. The pet store that we used to go to that was downtown is no longer there, but there are a few places. Actually, I think even now there was another location like further around the town, but I think even now that that place is gone. So there's barely any place around here that has like, or maybe there is, I don't know. Maybe it's like in a different plaza where there's a new place that does like pets, accessories and stuff. I mean, I guess now there's Petco and stuff too, but yeah, we would make stops at Petco, I think, in the early 2000s. Let's see. But now, like within my family, there are a few dogs. One of my cousins would have, they would always have dogs. Some have gone, and then they would get new ones. I think one of my aunts would have this little dog named Toby. He's like the new guy. Like she just got him like more recently, a few years ago. So Toby's been part of the it's like a newcomer to the family. That guy only he's no friend to nobody aside from the owner at Toby. And whenever I had to like take care of him, like a day or 2 days, and then like my aunt or I guess I could probably just say Toby's mom would be away, and then he's like looking out the window all day, just waiting for her to come back. And he would whimper. That guy. Friend to nobody aside from the owner. Doesn't trust anybody. But I think when it comes to like dogs or cats, they may have that sort of a trauma. When something bad happens to them, like they'll just remember it the rest of their life, you know? Nothing can change it unless something otherwise that is equally as traumatic that could change their mind. But I feel bad for that guy. I guess, I don't know, sometimes like they lose trust in certain humans, you know? Aside from, you know, if he's saved from like a certain situation or something, and then he would befriend that person. Yeah. But yeah, can't blame him. I don't know why I'm spending too much time on this this cloud hair. He's not even alive. Let me check the back here. Okay, so that back part. Okay, it's not that hot, so. Yeah, and then my sister would have like this large dog. I'm trying to remember his name now. It's a funny guy. Large white. I don't know what kind of dog he is though. And it had a name. I mean, there's a certain breed of dog, but I can't remember what it was now. I can probably describe how he looks like. It's white, puffy, almost like a large Pomeranian, but just like regular size, you know, like big regular size, all white. That's another dog that would just like whimper when its parents are away. I had to watch that guy one day. Like back in like 2020, 2021. Looking out the window and like whimpering. Oh, that reminds me of another line from The Dark Crystal. One of the Skeksis would say, "Quit your whimpering." Should probably add that. Yeah, just a little baby. Yep. Yep, that's what they all are. Just crying over nothing. Anything. I think that one dog is just like the whiniest of all. I think there were some streams back then where that specific dog would whimper because there was no one else home, and I would be like live with either whatever game it was, like Pokemon Unite, whatever. It might have been Pokemon Unite. I think a lot of those that time was Pokemon Unite or Animal Crossing New Horizons. Here. I think just making the curve like that makes it more 3D-ish, as if it's got like a pointy end on this side. Let's try that. I need to start using the blur. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, pets are so funny. I've seen some hilarious videos. There'll be a bunch of hilarious animal videos that would be recommended. It would just pop up in my Twitter feed whenever I scroll. Thank goodness for that, because sometimes there'd be a lot of drama on Twitter, man. But good thing for me, I don't really interact with like the negativity stuff, so they don't get recommended to my feed as often as others do. But man, sometimes there'll be some hilarious videos of animals, people's pets, especially a lot of the cat ones. Cats, dogs usually, sometimes birds. Yeah, once in a while, like there'll be like, I don't know, there'll be a thumbnail that seems like it's gonna be clickbait, but then like it's just a hilarious video of like, you know, a cat or dog, whatever, doing whatever. Could think of like a recent one where it was like a Japanese person that had the cat. They used a cat's paw, and the cat's like looking straight at the camera, like straight forward at the camera, his eyes. You can see the face of that cat, not knowing what is even happening. But they were using their paw to swipe through a phone, playing Pokemon TCG, the mobile game, and just like open up a package, you know, and then when they find that, you know, whatever was shown, the cards that were opened, whatever popped out when they sliced it open, they would just wave at the camera, like yay, you know, and then back to swiping again. It's just funny to see the expression of the cat. Actually, let me see and actually find that. I do have Discord open. Might take a while to search for it. Some channels where I'm part of the TCG card games. Let me see if I can find this one. Okay. All right. Here, I'll just open up the browser. The face of this cat. Here, I'll show it on the side here. No context. Yeah, this was shared. There might not be any audio, but I guess you can at least see the video. What is even happening? Ooh, yeah. Oh man, yeah. There you go. Oh man. Yeah, they'll be like, yeah, silly stuff like that. Its face. Wait, did I enter it? Oh, there you go. Thought I pressed enter. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's like an example. That's like a few weeks ago, though. But sometimes I would see like the same videos get reposted over and over. Some videos they just don't get old, but like, I don't know. Usually when I hop on Twitter, I'm looking for new stuff. Such as the casting for the upcoming live-action Zelda movie. Because Nintendo, the Japan Nintendo tweeted it out, and then they would have Miyamoto. They have a translator to translate it in English, and then also have like mugshots of the actors and stuff. So they just earlier today, or I guess yesterday. No, I think it was today, this morning. They announced the who was going to star in it. So just need to see that. Let's see, let's go with this one here. Blur this part out. Oh man, that cat's face. Now I've got who it was. There was another thread. I forgot who it was that posted. Like they were asking for the most horrifying image of your pet. And then people would have like images of their cats, their dogs and stuff. There was like a little dog just like standing outside a door looking at their owner. And they're like in the dark. There's like a silhouette of the dog, but it's like a tiny dog, you know? But you can see the lights of their eyes just beaming or gleaming in that shot. Oh my gosh. It is a terrifying image, but then like it's from a tiny dog. Oh man. There's some hilarious stuff up there. Man, spending a lot of time on this guy's hair. All right. I'm imagining. Oh man, I don't know if I want to do the skull today. Here, got that I even had to save this. Let's do a save. Not sure what the full name for this is gonna be though. Cloud. Oh right. I think Wisp, right? Cloud Wisp. Wisp Cloud? I don't know which one first. I think just Cloud first and then Wisp. Now I don't know if it's spelled with an H or without the H. Wisp. Sea Wisp. Okay, so maybe it's without the H. Flock of Snipe. The heck? Wisp. A small bunch or bundle, as of straw, hair, or grass. One that is thin, frail, or slight. And 3. A thin or faint streak of or fragment, as of smoke or clouds. Oh, there you go. So maybe it is without the H. It's funny how I have the hair for this guy. All right, so Cloud Wisp I think will be the name for this guy. Or the emote, I guess. I'm just creating all these different characters. Solely inspired by the Super Mario universe, but just had my own spin on it, I guess. Not sure about the location of these eyes. I think it should be like somewhere over here. Just have it wiggle about. I think having it 3D, I think, would be the way to go. I'll consider it. Yeah, I don't know about having the 3. I think having just 1 would be good enough. Just have it swirl, you know? Wisp. Because I was initially thinking to give it like a tail instead. More so like Nimbus from Dragon Ball. But we'll see. Yeah. May have to do another layer. The bald cloud. Oh man. Ah, bald cloud. Still got to add more like highlights and stuff. I think just having that one little wisp. Yeah, we'll see. Alright, let's go over the lighting. Select this. Oh, because it's locked. What? Let's go a little bit bigger. Let's light up the face. It's kind of like the Lakitu cloud. Lakitu. Let's blur. Do a stronger. Sure, it is a good enough effect for the blur. Oh, we don't. I want to add some more darkness back there. Darkness. Legend 85. Actually, I think maybe adding some like a variety of different colors like purples and stuff wouldn't be any idea. Whoop. It's a different tab. I feel like I should do this on a different layer, the dark. It's supposed to be back here. I feel like I need to cut this back part out a little bit. All right. I feel like this side is not as smooth. Alright. I think we can now start to experiment with different colors. Let's add a little bit of, I don't know, highlights or whatever. Oop. I don't know why I didn't do the, select all. Alright, let's see. Let's try this color. See how this looks like. Let's do a little bit bigger. Maybe a little too strong though, but I'll try to blend it in. Cloudy. Fly with a chance of rain. Alright, this is where it starts to get a little fun. So I can probably just add like a less light tint, you know? Tint it up with like different colors. So darken. Let's see what else. Ooh, I like the multiply one. See, the multiply just like colors the shadow portion. Doesn't overdo it. Color burn, huh? Ooh, darken color. I like this one here, lighten. The lighten doesn't overdo it. Ooh, screen. Oh wow. Color dodge. Look at that. Imagine the neon coloring. Yeah. Oh man, that would be pretty neat. I do like this sort of a lightness. How it blends in, you know? There's the lighten color. Oh man, the overlay. Man. Let's see how that compares to the normal. Okay. So the overlay actually brings out like the roughness of the texture. Interesting. I think if I adjust this little. Yeah, I think having that color definitely adds to it, you know? Maybe I'll play around with the hair a bit. Add some different colors. Soft light, hard light. Ooh, I like this one here. It's got like a more bluish, vivid light. Interesting. That bottom part. I'll have to think about the this side too. How I'll maybe try to colorize that. Alright, so maybe add a different layer. Try to colorize that. Let's try a different color. Maybe this one. Ooh. Yeah, something like this, like a cyan. Although I feel like this should be something that would be part of the hair. But it's pretty neat though. Here, but not too much. I do like how it lights up the backside though. I think this should be underneath the hair layer. Color burn adds more green to it. Do you like the lightning? Oh man, yeah, it gives it like a slight glow. A cyan glow. Maybe I should say the cyan glow for the hair. Might have to be a little more careful on the lighting there. Relay, soft lights, hard light. Vivid light's pretty cool. Just got that neon. Oh, the hard mix. I'm not sure about this one. See, I like the slight blue there. Not so much to the green part. Not too hard in that mix. Oh, subtract. See, this would be how I would have it shade, but interesting color though. It blends in. Oh wow. Didn't think to add like the pink. Man, what about pink? This would be like, I don't know, red, white, blue, you know, sort of thing. We should colorize a little bit more. Add some more on the side here. This is looking more like a, I don't know, like an ice cream. Ice cream cloud. It's gonna be a tasty looking one. What if I try to blend it to the bottom here? Ooh, okay. Look at that. Hyper magenta there. Interesting. It's a nice blend. A little bit of magenta, okay. Yeah. Interesting. Man, you play around with like different colors and stuff. Alright, so that was divide. Oh man, look at this. It's more greenish. Still like that, this middle portion here. This reminds me of like the aqua color of the N64 controller. There's the grape, atomic grape, or atomic purple. That is this color or something like that. I think there was like a blue one. I'm trying to remember how they call that blue one. Jungle green, and then the aqua blue. There's the aqua one / turquoise, and then there's like the dark blue. I think it's called like night blue or something like that. And then the smoke black, or the translucent black one. The fantastic array of N64. So during the N64 era. I think this one here is probably the most. There's that dark one. I gotta see how the emote's gonna look in this darker shade. So unless I do another layer that has this color, and then on top of it will be the pink or whatever. Okay, let me actually do another layer. Duplicate. Oh wow, got darker. Let's do subtract or divide, I guess. would make this part a little bit more brighter on the pink. Which is probably not ideal. Oh man. Yeah, that hyper color. Let's see if we can find. Like this aqua one. Okay, linear burn. Maybe I should have the other layer as linear burn. That's weird. Linear burn. And then this one. Let me check that divide one. Okay. Well, that's how I imagine it. So this is the normal layer. Let's go back to divide. Still like this one. Maybe I'll make this one the divide 67%. Initially it was supposed to look like this, and then I added the dark one on top of it. Oh, what the heck? Man, that just like hypes it up even more. Double divide, I guess? Yeah, double divide gives it like a neon-ish color. Not quite sure I want to keep it that like that though. I think I might listen to that a little bit. A little bit of a neon. Now I gotta think of what to do for the hair. initially, I don't know. Maybe the final shape of it might not end up being like that. So I think to have just like one little swirl and not like a triple swirl. Oh, maybe I can go back to that single swirl thing. Because this could be like a hair for an actual character. I can think of Lucas from Earthbound, Mother 3. Well, I also need to add more pinks on this side too, if I were to keep it this way. Here, I think I'll try to colorize the hair again. Let's do another layer. And I'm not sure what color I want to go for this. Maybe we can elevate it a little more. Purple magenta. I don't know, can we add more blue? Simple blue layer. Wait. I think this side should be more pinkish. And then this side here, towards the right side, should be more bluish. Alright, let's try this. This is interesting though. Like the different variety of colors. Right. It just easily just jump straight to the divine, but man, what is this, lightning? Lightning seems to bring out the neon green a bit. It's pretty neat. Oh wow. It has that sort of a iridescent sort of a vibe, you know? Like jellyfish like, or sea creature. Oh wow. Color dodge. And the color dodge adds so much. And I guess in a lot of like lightning clouds in general, when you start to ramp up like a lightning bolt, like you see some of those flashes in the clouds and stuff that have this sort of lighting to them. Maybe more so like lighter colored, not necessarily like a specific color or anything. Ooh, this turquoise one. Taking notes. Okay, so heart light, yes, pretty good. Vivid light. Oh wow, this one's heart mix. Interesting. Subtract. Divide. Ooh, divide has a little bit of yellow. There's the pink. I think yellow comes from the blue. So maybe it's like the opposite of the color spectrum. Where I think it's like opposite of blue is like yellowish or something like that. I forgot what it was. Or was it orange? I think it was orange, yeah. Then opposite of purple would be yellow. Or something to that degree. I think divide is probably where I want to keep it at. Although I think I don't know, turquoise color would look nice on this side here. Then this one has yellows. I don't know. Or can make the turquoise down here. Where this part is. Just gonna find out real quick. Oh. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, I think it's this one here. So this is set to vivid light. Vivid light, huh? Okay, I'm gonna do a duplicate and see if I can find. Oh my gosh, this color. This is very deep looking blue. I'm gonna try and recolor this. Hue, saturation. Ooh, okay. Oh man, look at that pink. Also, ads are coming up in a bit. I think just upon changing the hue would be the way to go. I feel like this one fits though. Up here is the turquoise. Interesting. What if I were to do animated version where it would just continuously change color like this? Loop around. Loop through different colors. There's not much change. Colorize. It's just combining the gray and the turquoise color. Oh. All right. Maybe I don't want to change too much of it. But I just need to see like the different variations of the color down there. Like that. It's like changing color there. Screen is pretty good. Like it bumps up the saturation a bit. It's pretty neat. I don't know. I might want to keep it like this here. Well, I can actually see the outline of the wisp. I kind of want to erase this part here a bit. Not too much. Whoa! Wrong layer, I think. These will be the highlights. Yeah. This layer. Oh, that's the right one. Maybe I should separate the pink portion and then, you know, the rest of it, because I kind of want the rest of this part here to be the turquoise. I don't know. Kind of miss that turquoise look. Yeah, I'll try to separate it. See if we can actually get that. There you go. Color burn. Or we can just lighten it up regularly. Screen. Wow, color dodge. Maybe the hard light, bringing in the blue. See, vivid light is nice. That's the these two here, vivid light and linear light. Sort of brings in the neon. For some reason, I like it when it's like when it's on this side, because it looks like it's like interior, like something is happening internally within the cloud itself. See, I have more here. Oop. Like even just adding that color. Here, let's see if we can get the shape. That's... Oh man, that might be a little too much. Okay, stay on this layer. Do like 3%. Yeah. I feel like it's that'd be a little too much there. We're at 1%. Don't want to overdo it. Ooh, interesting. I don't know about this part here. I'm gonna try and erase that a little bit. Just tiny bit. Let's go a little higher. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure if I want to add any more shadows over here. Mostly just having the wisp hair pop up. I think it's good enough. All right. So maybe, and I don't know if I want to add the shine now. I think the shine can probably wait. Here, I'll export this. I'll save it and export it. And then I'll add shadow. This will likely be our next emote. Man, I don't know if I want to lighten any other parts up. We'll probably just keep it to like this gray, and I'll see how it looks once it's you know, placed into the chat and stuff. So let's do cloud wisp, and then let's drag it in. Oh yeah, I can see the guy already. Yeah, I know. I think for the most part it looks very gray for the main color, but I could lighten it up though later on. Let's see how it looks on chat first. We'll do like a dark mode, no, light mode, typical. Then we'll adjust it from there. Just gotta figure out settings for the shadow. I think it was 10%, 10 pixels. Let me try 15. Just to see how this looks though. All right. Let's add another couple layers. And for a white background, ooh, okay. Yeah, we got some shadow there. This is definitely gonna pop. In a good way. Then let's get the dark mode. We have to borrow from the other layer. This one. Dark mode. Oop. And dark mode there. Alright. You can kind of see it. Kind of see the shadow underneath. Alright. Light mode. Dark mode. Light mode. Dark mode. This is our brand new emotes we did tonight. Man. We got the banana one. We got the apple berry fruit as a secondary. This is going to be our fourth one. Oh, click on this one here. So let's export this and then we'll upload it as a new. Save as first. So this is going to be like 500 by 500, right? 500. And speed. Export for the web. Unsure about the location though, where it's placed. Oh, I can kind of slightly see the magenta on the side there. Yeah, I think it's more similar to the banana one where it doesn't have the shine as the first and second emote. So I don't know. Here, maybe the size of the eye, that could adjust it a little smaller. All right, and then we also need a 128 by 128 for soup side. 128. 128. I don't know if I need the B, but the B just indicates that, oh yeah, this is the final version? Final question mark. Alright. Let's bring out emotes. I was showing the tweet earlier about the cat tweet. Still open. Looked at earlier in the chat. So this new emote is going to be, here, let's bring it up. It's going to be called Cloud Wisp. It's our fourth one. It's a very different one. Got grays and a little bit of a magenta in there, some cyan, and then I'm not sure what you call it, like an indigo color underneath it. I know, it's a different emote. Not many people have cloud emotes. But I feel like this guy could be our, I don't know, slight mascot, I don't know. I don't know, we'll see. And I'm not final on the hairstyle, but we'll see. We'll probably come up with like different variations. This is our first of the Cloud Wisp. Oh wow, even in the preview, you see his hair in the preview already. Alright. Look at how many Roths there are. There's a Rothy? Roth Sloth 2. Someone's already claimed the Roth Sloth. Alright. Cloud Wisp is now part of the lineup. But let's put this guy as number 4. If I can get there. Whoop. Number 4. There you go. I don't know why the banana one still hasn't been approved yet for some reason. Man, Twitch. For some reason the tier 1 has not been approved yet, but then like the follower emote has been. Alright, let's do another upload. It's gonna be for the follower. Pretty much the same emotes, but it's just gonna be called Cloud. Still right Wisp. Emote with the same name already assigned. Emote added to your library, but not slot. Cannot have more than one emote assigned to the same name at the same time. Okay. Well, maybe just have like a W, but I think just all caps Cloud I think would be fine. And pending. I'll have to submit to assigning that to myself. It says it's already approved, so we'll give it a few seconds or a minute to a minute for it to be ready. Then we'll be able to start using it. Yeah, for some reason the tier 1 banana one has not popped up yet. It's not been approved yet. And apparently I can add 5 more animated emotes to tier 1. Thought there were a lot less. And then there's a bonus animated emote 2. So that's like additional 5 animated versions if I were to do them. So yeah, the first of which I think I kind of wanted to animate the water drop one. So that I think this is going to be a near future one that I'll start doing. And then I'll have to remove this GG one. This is the default one that they assigned to the tier 1. I think it's going to be a skull one. We'll see how that turns out. And I think one of the emotes will be interchangeable. I think periodically. If I can't fit any more emotes, I may have to start removing one and replacing it. Especially if it's like a brand new one that I kind of want to push out and further use or let people use, you know. Until there's more slots, but I think it depends on how many subscribers there are for us to expand the amount. Otherwise, I could put it to tier 2 or something, I don't know, which will be less used, depending on how many people would go for tier 2. tier 3. But an extra open slot for stills, I think? Or was it? I don't know if they accept animated. Let me see. They don't seem to specify whether or not it can be animated or not. But I assume, I don't know, it would support both. It does say standard, so maybe it's just standard. So the static images, I'm guessing. Yeah. So it seems like it's only the tier 1 that supports the animated then. Okay. Alright. So there you go, Cloud. We got Cloud in today. I should probably also upload to the other sites too. But maybe I'll save it for tomorrow or something, or another day. Yeah. I may come back to altering this image here later on, because I kind of want to test it out with just that one wisp for the bang hair. How do you want to call it? And then maybe possibly add a shine if there's enough to add the shine to it. You know, gotta have the signature shine and shadow together, light and shadow together. All right. Yeah, I would go on a little longer, but I think this is a good amount. Tomorrow is Donkey Kong Bonanza. Got the Bonanza emote, or I guess banana emote. Hasn't been approved yet for the tier 1, but there's the follower version. Let me see if the Cloud one is set yet. No. Come on, Cloud. I gotta refresh it or something. And let's see. So the Cloud, we got this guy. It's not there. There you go. New addition is the Cloud. Let's zoom out for this one here. There you go. And banana is enabled. Donkey Kong Bonanza launches today. Yeah. Make this a little bit bigger. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for the new Donkey Kong game. Hopefully I'll be able to play it and feature it on stream soon. But that depends whether or not my friend will pick it up. I'll just borrow his copy sometime later down the line, but we'll see. Man, I don't know if the Cloud emote is enabled yet. Oh, there it is. Nice. See, how come the Cloud one got approved so quickly, but not the banana one? Yeah, we got our clouds. Look at him. Look at him. The Cloud Wisp. There you go. It's live and uploaded. Get the water one. Clouds and raindrops falling on my head. Yeah, and then got the fruits. Apples. Yeah. So those are the 4 at the moment. I think tomorrow, I'm not sure what I'll have to tomorrow though. I could come back to do more emotes again while I'm in the, I don't know, the rush of doing art. But I think that the next one I have in mind is getting the skull. So who knows how that's going to turn out. I think it's going to be like similar colors as how I have here. The Cloud Wisp. And maybe I'll play around with the colors like this and maybe have, I don't know, some other colors in bits of yellows, bits of reds, maybe some more cyan focused ones for the highlights. Who knows? It could be like the same assortment of colors like how I have for the Cloud guy here. I don't know, maybe it's a little too much. Who knows? Let me know what you think. But yeah, I think Skull Guy is going to be next. However, I'm going to call him Skull Bones, Skull Guy, Skull Rip. Who knows? But I don't know. It's going to be free-handed and, yeah, conceptualized that moment when I'm making them. Not sure if it's gonna be tomorrow or I don't know. Surely sometime down the line we'll get to it. Anyways, thanks all for joining. Yep, thanks all for hanging out, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.